y'all know what time it is?
Yeah,
It's rule
yeah,
time.
yeah, 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 yeah.
You know I'm here to rhyme, and I promise I'm on time, just like you should be to every activity.
Yeah.
It's really pretty easy, now this is getting cheesy, so let me
Cheese.
move on and tell you about my sweetie.
Yeah,
What? Give some space.
yeah.
Let me give it to you verbal, there ain't no purple. No juicy entries for your diary or your journal. Even if you like her face, you gotta keep the space, cause
Yeah.
we ain't here to go from base to base. What? Did I make my case clear? Hear it again. There's absolutely no purple in.
No purple.
Come on, stay away. Get that junk out of here.
Stay off the phone, it'll make you a drone, or at least accident prone. You might trip on a stone, then have to pay a loan for your medical bill, which would not be chill. Just talk to Phil.
Word.
Hey Phil, how's the concussion? Can you walk straight, man?
Might take you out to lunch sometime.
Here we go.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T is a word that means a lot to me. See,
Yeah.
I'm not using straws, saving turtles out of sea. I do it cause it's who I want to be. And
What?
you know what I care about more than turtles?
Yeah.
All the people running around in my circle. Do you
Get it.
understand that's what respect is, man? Now everybody come and clap your hands.
Clap.
Save the turtles.
Come on. Get together.
Yeah, yeah.
Make sure you wear clothes appropriate ones. Don't want everyone to know what you got going on.
Man.
It's big chill, so it's cold in the sun. Better put on some layers. Cover those buns.
Stay covered up, man. We don't want to see that.
With you on the team, it's like we're in a dream. We need you in it to win the prosthetic. If you say you're tired, that excuse is pathetic. Cause in order to win, you gotta be all in!
I'm all in. Take it, what? We're gonna win the leg.
I'm sorry, Jewel who? Guess what, Jewel sucks. Here at camp you might see a few bugs, but I'll tell you straight, there are no drugs. Only coffees and cute mugs, happiness inside hugs.
Hey man, you need a hug. Hold it from the side. You got some crazy hair up on your head, and you're looking kinda dead. Bet you're wishing now you would've gone to bed.
You know we all been there before.
So when the night is out, don't put up a fight, cause when the light is out, it's time to say goodnight.
Yo, great seeing y'all again, but I didn't get my sleep. I'm be out on.
Go to bed! It's lights out!
So intense. I said E instead of O.
Yes, Bill!
Like, I lose letter grades because I can't spell.
Bill's going for the kill.
That's why. Oh, man.
Did he hit his head?
Oh, got her. Nice.
Oh, my God.
Y'all know what time it is?
Yeah.
It's rule
yeah,
time.
Yeah.
You know I'm here to rhyme, and I promise I'm on time, just like you should be to every activity.
Yeah.
It's really pretty easy, now this is getting cheesy, so let me
Swiss cheese.
move on and tell you about my sweetie.
What?
Give some space.
Let me give it to you verbal, there ain't no purple. No juicy entries for your diary or your journal. Even if you like her face, you gotta keep the space, cause
Yeah.
we ain't here to go from base to base. What? Did I make my case clear? Hear it again. There's absolutely no purple in.
No purple.
Come on, stay away. Get that junk out of here.
Stay off the phone, it'll make you a drone, or at least accident prone. You might trip on a stone, then have to pay a loan for your medical bill, which would not be chill. Just talk to Phil.
Where are you?
Hey Phil, how's a concussion? Can you walk straight, man?
Might take you out to lunch sometime.
Here we go.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T is a word that means a lot to me. See,
Yeah.
I'm not using straws, saving turtles out of sea. I do it 'cause it's who I want to be. And you know what I care about more than turtles? All the people running around in my circle. Do you understand that's what respect is, man? Now everybody come and clap your hands.
Save the turtles.
Come on. Get together.
Good evening, everybody. I hope we are doing great. I hope you guys are feeling wonderful and excited because it's hump day, as that countdown video just told us. It's all about the camels today. Actually, technically today is...
It's Earth Day!
Earth Day! So, yay! It's also this guy's grandma's birthday. True story. So,
yay!
Exciting time. So, oh yeah. I hope you guys are doing well. You guys feeling good? Cool answer. Anyway, so yeah, really excited about tonight. Excited about some things. We got some new things we're going to do with you tonight. And they're actually going to be here in just a second. Zeke's going to lose his ever-loving mind.
We're so excited.
Yeah, so Zeke's got talents tonight. So, anyway, I like all the Zekes that are going up in there and all the hearts. That's definitely more Lanneman, for sure. So, I also really liked the debates going on about all the what to drink during the camel thing. So, Dr. Pepper, you rock, man. Dr. Pepper's good stuff, but I don't drink soda, so coffee all the way for me. Woohoo! So, which also reminds me, I need to have water before the sermon, so I don't cough and make everyone go deaf.
I'll get you some.
So, thanks, babe. You're amazing. Anyway, so, all right, so we got some announcements for you tonight, and then we're going to dive into some things. So, I want to give a quick little announcements, and then we're going to talk about something new that's going on. So, with that said, here are your announcements for the evening. Number one, I want to talk about small groups this Sunday. So, a couple things to remember about small groups is this. Number one, 6th through 7th grade girls, you meet on Zoom. You already know this, but just as a reminder, 6th, 7th grade girls meet on Zoom, 1 o'clock. Next up, 8th, 9th grade girls, you also meet on Zoom, but at 2 o'clock. And then moving on from there, 10th, 11th girls, 2 o'clock, Zoom. That's relatively new, I think. I don't know. Anyway, 12th grade girls, Kayla Cormack, you meet at 1 on FaceTime. I believe you guys do FaceTime? Yeah, you do FaceTime. So, 6th, 8th grade guys, noon o'clock? Is that a thing? Is noon o'clock a thing?
Yeah.
Is noon o'clock a thing? Does anyone say noon o'clock? Anyway, you meet at noon o'clock now on Zoom. 9th, 10th grade guys, 1 p.m. Skype. Way to be different. It's because Brian's your leader. Anyway, and then 11th to 12th grade guys, you know it. 2 o'clock, Zoom. Me and Steve-O, dude. Lucky you guys. Great old time. So just a reminder, those are when our small groups are meeting. So be sure and check those out. Be sure to be there Sundays. We're going to talk more about the talk that we're going to be having tonight. And as we continue on, this will be a great place to connect. And we want that to be an opportunity to just hang out with you because we just don't get to hang out. And that's the only place you really get to do it a whole lot. So be there. Don't be square. It's going to be a great time. So, all right. That being said, let's move on from there. Well, a couple other announcements for you. 2 really important announcements that we have not talked about. 2 really important announcements. We have 2 birthdays that are coming up. One happened. One's coming up. We did not celebrate them on the stream, so I feel like we need to redo that.
Yes.
The only thing I'm nervous about is if I have to sing, it's just me and Zeke.
Are you asking me to help you?
All right, how many of you guys...
He did not ask me ahead of time.
How many of you guys think Carrie should help me sing tonight?
Sure. Kick him, Zeke, kick him.
How many of you guys think Carrie should help with the with the singing tonight of Happy Birthday? So, what are you doing?
He's trying to eat you.
I don't know. Nora says yes. Kathy says yes. Ella says, "Sing, Carrie, sing," all caps. So. Feel the love from the family there. There's a lot of yes.
Thanks.
Sophie says obvi. So you're getting a lot of love from your small girls. They clearly listen to the things you have to say. All right, so here are our birthdays that we got going on here. Chad's blowing up. Everyone wants you to sing, that's for sure. What is... What?
I think he just bit you.
Jesus. Our child is a zombie. I think you got the Z virus, not the coronavirus. Anyway, all right, so here we go. We got, Nick said, please for the love of all that is holy. I thought you'd say, please don't for the love that love. All right, here we go. First of all, Brandon Long, his birthday was last Saturday.
He's smiling, don't worry.
Oh, yeah. Come on, let's, sorry, Brandon, he's trying to usurp you here.
Brandon, we got you.
Anyway, there's your birthday present right there, Brandon.
Brandon's number one.
So Brandon, 418, and then the other one is Morgan Kings is coming up on. Is that Monday? That's Monday. Monday the 27th. So excited for you, Morgan Keene. Be looking forward to a GIF on our Instagram and our Facebook. If you'd like to know what our Instagram and Facebook are, you can type !Instagram or !Facebook in the chat. And our lovely little friend Nightbot will just give you the links right there.
Their friend?
He's not really our friend. He's just kind of our slave. That sounds really wrong. He's a bot, so he doesn't know what else to do.
We're getting Wiley. We need to
Sing
sing.
happy birthday. All right, here we go. I should have put like a really funny little happy birthday thing there.
Yeah, you should have.
Happy birthday to you. I want to hear you all singing in the chat.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Brandon and Morgan. Happy birthday to you. That was good. Nice job, Zeke.
That is the calmest he's been.
Anyway, we hope you guys have an excellent birthday. We hope it's
Yay.
wonderful and full of great things.
Or if you already had it, it was wonderful.
Yeah, I hope Brandon, it was great. Hopefully you did something besides be bummed about not getting your permit, I think I heard, or something like that. So anyway, woohoo! Thank you, Ella, for our beautiful. Thank you for that. Anyway, birthdays. Really excited about those guys. Hope you guys have an excellent one. Morgan, if you're in the chat, Morgan's usually a little bit late. So Morgan, I don't know where. How old are you gonna be? 16 or 17? I feel like she's gonna be 16.
No,
16.
17.
17?
No, 16.
16. Yeah, because you're a sophomore, right? Yeah, you're a sophomore. So
Somebody correct us, please.
someone correct us. Someone, please. See, a Keen, preferably. Anyway, a Rachel Bradshaw, maybe. I don't know. So anyway, all right, that's all I got for that. So we are going to. Oh, Amanda just said she'll be 16. There we go. All right, we're good. So,
Okay.
and Sophie, thank you, Sophie, for the assist. All right, so we're going to be doing something new. We decided we came up with a new idea because here's one thing about the stream that we love. We love getting to talk with you. But one thing that will make the stream better, what we realize, is that you guys get to see each other more often. And so we were thinking, it's great, but not all of us have musical talents or reading abilities. I don't know, maybe you all have reading abilities. But not all of us have musical talents, so you might not end up in the worship segment. However, we wanted to create a thing that we're calling the Student Corner. And so we're literally going to put you in the corner. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to give you the full screen. We want to do this thing called Student Corner where we're going to be asking some of you, and if you'd be interested, you can let us know. And we're going to invite you to be a part of the stream, essentially. And thank you. Zeke is like...
He's a wild child.
Wild child.
We're out.
Anyway, so we're out. Bye, Zeke. Bye, Carrie. He's smiling at me. Anyway, so what we're going to do during the Student Corner is we're going to allow you guys to give us a little bit of a look into your life. So maybe show us a fun talent that you have that maybe you would have done at Big Chill's Got Talent. So anyone got some jokes laying around? Henry, I know you got them. You could do a little comedy section for us. You could give us a day in the life. You could give us a Cribs. I don't know how many of you guys know what Cribs is. It was an old show on MTV. And give us a little tour of your house and show us all the amazing features of your house. And if you don't have amazing features, you can just show us those features. So anyway, you can show us how you can show us how your toilet works, but maybe not. That'd be kind of weird. So anyway, moving on. So first Student Corner of the week, of the year, of the century, of the everything is Matt Mueller is going to be our first one, and he's going to give us a little bit of a day in the life of Matt Mueller. So take a look. It's a lot of fun, and here's just what the life of Matt Mueller kind of looks like. So enjoy.
Hey, I didn't expect to see you here. Do you want to know what one day of my life looks like? See, I'm going to assume you said yes there. So, yeah, let's just cut to it. Rise and grind. Sorry. Good morning. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning right now, and I usually get my day started by eating breakfast. So I'm gonna go eat real quick, and then we can get started with my day. Did somebody say champion breakfast? So I've got some of the best food right here. It's a peanut butter sandwich. That's it, no jelly, just straight peanut butter and milk. Yes, I promise I get fed, but I just find this really good. So, yeah. Okay, so now that I've finished my breakfast, I've got quite a bit of time before I have to start preparing for my online class today. And I usually just fill that free time with, like, looking at memes, watching YouTube, stuff like that. And I believe I have a shot of that, so let's go.
Wood-fired pizza? How will pizza get a job now?
Did somebody say it's time to do some science? But in all honesty, though, I am about to do my online class, so I will see you guys afterward. Okay, so the time is now 10:30-ish, but not only that, it's gaming time. Well, I think I've had my gaming fix for today. Time to go back to watching YouTube for hours. Okay, so I'm like an hour in to watching YouTube now, and I'm starting to get bored out of my mind, so I'm gonna take a walk. Man, it feels good out here. Okay. Yeah. Alright, well, I'll tell him. Alright. Talk to you later. Bye. Guess who's gonna be on Evening Worship Live? I can't believe it. I'm gonna be on Evening Worship Live. I mean, ever since we started doing it a few weeks ago as a live stream, it's always been my dream to get on there. Now, what am I gonna do? Let's see. Can't play the keys because I don't have any music. Can't do dad jokes because I ran out of those at Big Jail. What else is there to do? I mean, there's singing, but I can't sing. There's day in the life videos, but wait a minute. I'm filming a day in the life video. I could just edit this and send it to Ben. If he likes it, then maybe I'll get put on. This is an odd scene, isn't it? It's a student in a corner. I don't know. But besides that, hopefully you guys enjoyed my day in the life video. I tried to make it as much like a normal day as possible, but it was kind of hard to do that due to a certain pandemic that's happening right now. I don't know. But in all seriousness, thank you guys so much for having me. Hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your day. And yeah, that's all I have. So peace.
All right. So before, turn your volume back down. Turn your volume back down before I make your ears bleed. Okay, we're good. Okay, sweet. Awesome. I can talk like normal now. All right. Just feel like I had to give you guys that warning because, it happens. So anyway, awesome job, Matt Mueller. Thank you so much for doing that, man. Love getting to see day in the life of you and just all the craziness that is, quarantine. So, yeah, I'm not going to lie. One thing that's kept me so sane during this time is going for a walk. I've never appreciated a walk outdoors more in my entire lifetime than I have during this time right now. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but that's like exactly how I feel. So anyway, Matt, awesome stuff, dude. That was so good. I love the editing. Anyway, so love for chatting to Matt. Give him some hearts in there. Give him some high fives or praises or whatever's. I don't know what you do in the chat. So you do you in the chat. That's all I got to say. So anyway, all right. So we got a game for you guys tonight. And tonight, the game, you might not like this, but we are taking you back to school. You might have just gotten in from school, but we are taking you to school. So I hope you're ready for this. So, name of the game that we're going to be playing tonight is called Spell Check. It's called Spell Check. So, what you're going to be doing for the game tonight is you are going to be spelling big words. Okay, does that make sense? We're going to be giving you some weird words that you have to spell, and then you have to tell us how they're spelled. So, all right. So, what we're going to do, the way this is going to work is, we'll give you a big word. You have to spell it in the chat. Now, I do know one thing. Autocorrect is probably going to help some of you. And for those of you on a keyboard, you might be a little faster. I don't know. I am loving all these comments, by the way. Anyway, so don't worry, there's not a grade on this, but the person who gets the most does get a prize at the end of this. So that being said, speaking of which, Sprats, don't worry, your prize still hasn't come in, so I can't deliver it yet. So Amazon is failing me miserably right now. Anyway, besides the point, so what you need to know for the spell check is we're going to give you the word. The first person to spell it right in the chat, and chat, thankfully, it is time-stamped. So there's no arguing over this who was first, because it's just how it is. It is actually objective this time. For once in CSM history. It's insane. So you spell it, and the first person to have it spelled right, in the chat gets a point. And so tally up those points, and whoever has the most points by the end, hopefully you don't have a 10-way tie. That's the person that gets the prize. So, all right, you guys ready? Are you guys ready in the chat? Give me thumbs up in the chat if you guys are ready to go, if you guys are ready to get going with this. So I'm excited. Can't wait to get this going here. I need to like fix my camera. It's like, I feel like it's like cutting my head off right here. So anyway, yeah. Zeke's at the top of the stairs right now, and he's like making noises. Like, he's like, why don't you come and play with me, Dad? Nick Grant with a thumbs down. Okay, so Drew Spratt, someone's really feeling it right here. Nora clearly not feeling it. That's okay. Brandon not feeling it. It's the way it goes. So can all love spelling. That's okay. All right, your first word is kerfuffle. First word, kerfuffle. Kerfuffle. I feel like I just gotta keep saying it until I see it in the chat. Kerfuffle. 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 I feel like I should use it in a sentence. I don't know how to use it in a sentence. So this isn't a real spelling bee. So kerfuffle. All right. So far, Caleb Simmons with the first one. Caleb Simmons gets the win. That is kerfuffle, spelled with a K-E-R-F-U-F. So Caleb Simmons, give yourself a point. So nicely done, sir. Nicely done. Proud of you there. All right. Here we go with the next word. Kerfuffle. Okay, so Caleb, 1 point. All right, next word is going to be cacophony. 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 Symphony. No, cacophony. Cacophony. Let's see how you go here. All right. Yeah. Emma's like, how are you guys this fast? How is this so fast? Cacophony. All right. Kathy Long. Is that actually Kathy Long? Because if it's Kathy Long, I can't give parents awards. If it's Caitlin Long, you get a point. But if not, it goes to Haley. So Kathy, give me a chat. Let me know if that's you, Kathy, there, or if that is Caitlin. Because Brandon has his own thing going on there. So let me know. If not, Haley Holderly for the win there. Just edging out her sister Hope. How crazy is that? So, there we go. It is Kathy. So, all right. So there you go. Haley, you get a point. So congrats, Haley. You got a point. Caleb Simmons, you got a point. Way to go, guys. You guys are killing it. All right. Next word that we're... Oh, wait. Yeah. In case you're wondering, cacophony. There it is. You can see it on the screen. Although it doesn't matter because you could look back at the chat. See what Haley wrote. Big brain. Big brain right there. All right. Here we go. Next up, we got hula baloo. Hula baloo. This is what happens when Hulu eats a balloon. A hula baloo. Just kidding. That's not at all what that means. So, hula baloo. Ooh, Bobby Holderly edging out Matt Mueller. Oh my goodness. That was like, boom, boom. Like, it was so stinking close. I'm pretty sure you guys were like on that enter sign. It was like, I don't even know how that happened. So, hula baloo, that is correct. It is with 2 L's twice. So I guess 4 L's. Ben, you are making 0 sense right now. Good job. All right. So, hula baloo. So, there we go. Bobby gets a point there. So we got Bobby, Haley, Caleb, 3-way tie. We are going to have to work on getting some variety on this one. So hopefully. We also know who has the best internet connections in this group right now. So, there's the least amount of delay right now. So, all right. All right. So, next one coming up. It's full of baloo. Hulu is full of baloo. Baloo. Like from, like, City, do you mean like Baloo from Jungle Book? Baloo? So, There you go. All right, that's all I got. All right. Next thing, Emma, I think I have a lag. So Emma, just refresh and maybe you'll catch it right back up. So, or scroll. See if you can like scroll the timestamp up there. You good. Big brain again. All right, next one. Moving on. Ragamuffin. Ragamuffin. All right, ragamuffin. 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 Ragamuffin is also a Ragamuffin Gospel. It's a good book. You should read it. Brian Malloy would tell you you have to read it. So you should go do that. So Ragamuffin, first person I got in there is Sherry, but if that's Sherry, then the point goes to Haley. So sorry parents, you can't win here. So Haley is the second person I saw on there. Oh, that's Samuel. All right, Samuel gets a point. So Samuel Word with the point there. Ragamuffin. So spelled like it sounds there. Rag-a-muffin. So I feel like it should like, I know it doesn't mean this, but I feel like it really should be like, you know, someone who really just is hating on muffins, you know? It's like, just ragged on those muffins earlier, you know? That's what the meaning should mean. Just kidding. It's worth more. It means much more than that. All right, next one. Let's move on here. Next word is going to be, here you go, discombobulate. 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 Let's see those fiery hands. Let's go. Typing as fast as we can. Typing as fast as we can. All right, while you guys type that in, I am going to put some music on in the background for you. How does that sound? Does that sound lovely? I'm going to make sure I pull this down so your ears don't bleed. So, there you go. All right, there's music now. Look at that. We're cool. There's not music. You can't hear it. There's the music. Boom. In the background. Softly and sweet. Discombobulate. Oh my gosh, there's so many. Discombobulated. Haley, that was close, but not quite. That means Katie Lanneman gets the point. Katie Lanneman with the point there. Discombobulate. Sorry, Haley, we gotta be strict on this one. You had a D on the end of it. You were so close. But Katie Lanneman gets the point. Haley, I was rooting for you because that means you're actually in the lead since the first question. But discombobulate, that one is going to go to Katie Lanneman. So Katie, congrats, you got a point. Awesome stuff. There you go. Steve giving some love for his girl there. That's good. Love it, man. Gotta get that family love in the chat. So, all right, here we go. Next word for you is flummox. Flummox. All right? Flummox. Gabe Simmons saying I got it first, though. But did you? Because the chat says you didn't. So, just saying. I can't argue with the realities here. So, flummox. All right. Let's see here. All right, we got Phoenix. All right, first person I see to get it right is actually Josh Holderly. Josh Holderly with the first one right there. Flummox, it's got 2 M's. So, hey, I think it was Samuel, you were really close, really close there. So, Josh Holderly, I believe, there with the win. So, nice job, Josh. Get a point for the Josh. So, there is, Hope is the only Holderly now to not have a point on the board. So, Holderly's, you guys are killing it. So, I think, like, we're going to have to do, like, a Captain America thing here. Like, powers combine, or Power Rangers, you know. Powers combine, and, you know, you get extra points or something like that. So, anyway. Kleenex, I like that, Ella. All right. So, there we go. Nice job. All right, next up, we got another word coming at you. So everyone's got 1 point that's got a point. No one has 2 points there that's got a point. So some of you, sorry, don't have a point. That's okay. We still love you. We still care for you. You just, I mean, you're like me and you can't type that fast. So, all right, next one we got. This is one of Brian Malloy's favorite words, curmudgeon. There we go. Curmudgeon. There you go. But some people are just very curmudgeon-y. You know, that's just how they live life. This is how they are. That's how they roll, as we would say. So, curmudgeon. Curmudgeon. So, that person is a real curmudgeon. Real curmudgeon. All right, here we got some stuff coming on in here. I gotta double check how it is actually spelled. There we go. Ooh, I think we finally got someone coming in the lead here. Look at that. Look at that. All right, boom, 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 boom. All right. I'm loving some of these spellings. These are really good, guys. These are awesome. All right, well, the correct spelling is indeed the first person I see on my chat here as the first person is Josh Holderly. And Josh, you got 2 points now, man. Look at that. Back to back, I'm pretty sure. Isn't that right? Anyway, so 2 points, curmudgeon. Nicely done. Don't be a curmudgeon about it, man. You got 2 points. So, but the other people, they're going to be curmudgeons right now about this because they're pretty bummed out. They do not have 2 points or maybe a point. It's just sad. It's a hard world. So, I just got to be honest with you guys. How many of you guys, like, Spelling Bee Day was your least favorite day of the year? Like, when, like, you show up and, like, all of a sudden it's like teachers are like, I'm not going to steal this bit, but, you know, like, you know, it's you're up against the wall. It's time for public humiliation. You know, you gotta spell the word wrong. You gotta sit down in front of all your friends. You know, I always got bummed out during spelling because I always thought I was good at spelling, and then the spelling bee came and just wiped that out. I was like, okay, I'm clearly not a good speller because I never made it past the 3rd round. So anyway, so a lot of people saying they didn't like it. Yeah. There you go. Okay. So, all right. Next one. So Luke, just so you know, when you type something in, it shows up quicker on yours than it does in reality. So keep that in mind. So there you go. I won flummox. Luke is like, I demand a recall. So yeah. Anyway, all right, here we go. Next one we got here is going to be lackadaisical. Ooh, that's a big one. Lackadaisical. 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 That is the correct way to say it. Lackadaisical. I will say it one more time. Lackadaisical. 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 Does Josh have the answers? I think Josh has a cheat sheet in front of him. I don't know how he's done this. Josh, how are you the first person again? Oh my goodness. Josh has the best internet. Josh wins. Anyway, Josh, you have 3 points. You're the spelling bee. You're like, can we put him on Scripps National Spelling Bee? I mean, sign this kid up already. Josh Holderly, man, killing it out here. Lackadaisical. Yeah, that is correct. With an A. You got it right, man. I'm dope. And humble, too. All at the same time. I love it, man. Okay, Josh, 3 points, man, right there. But we got plenty more to come at you. Why is Nick Grant is calling me? Hold on. Let's just see what's going on here. Hello, Nick. Nick. Yes, Nick on the phone here. What's up?
Yeah, just open the door.
Oh dear, there's a Nick out there. I don't know if you can see him, but there's a Nick out there. This is slightly terrifying. All right, so we're gonna leave that open so you guys can look at Nick. And we'll move on to our next question. There you go. We just got like, and he brought a gas mower. He's brought a gas mower, everyone. I'm really curious what my neighbors are thinking right now. Did you notice? There's a gas mower that's dead over to the side right there too. So pretty funny. So anyway, background ruined here. Let's go to the next question while you guys look at this. Malarkey is the next word. Malarkey is the next word. Here, we'll do this. We'll let Nick say a couple words here. Here, we'll do some screen recording. Hello, Nicholas. Is there anything you'd like to say to all of our lovely people out here?
I've been waiting for 10 minutes in my car for the right time. Carter and I have planned this for a week.
Is Carter up there?
No.
Okay, Carter. Whatever, dude. All right. All right, malarkey is spelled like that. Let's see. Here we go. Josh is cheating. All right, here we go. Malarkey. I haven't seen. Okay, first person to spell it right, I believe, was Haley. Nope. First person to get it right. Oh, I don't know if anyone's gotten it right. Henry Hurdle is the first person to spell it right. Henry Hurdle. Nice job, dude. Point for Henry. Point for Henry up there. He's killing it. Are you watching it? Yeah. I have an Inception right there. So it's pretty wild. So, all right.
So,
hey, it's me. So, all right, Henry, nice job, dude. Point for you. I'm so like thrown off right now because Nick is out here, so killing it in the background. So, all right, next one. Samuel says this is total malarkey. By the way, I did not know Nick was coming here, so I am flummoxed right now. I think is the word I was looking for. I'm flummoxed right now. For sure. So, all right. So Nick, speaking of which, you're now here. What do you think of the setup in here?
I mean, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Pretty solid.
it's happening.
It is happening.
You can see chat rolling right here.
I can see
Getting
chat.
wild.
They can see me.
They can see you. They can see
They
you
can see me.
for the first time.
They're too long, you know. I missed chat.
I know. I miss chat too.
You know.
I do a little bit of this every week while I'm waiting for chat to show up. All right, next word, brouhaha. Brouhaha is your next word. Brouhaha is the next word. Luke is still fighting. Luke. Carly Herman says, "Open my Snap." Apparently, so I've noticed you didn't have chat open, so I'm helping you out here. So
Sorry.
all right, brouhaha. Brouhaha. I feel like that's what they say when they're like on Finding Nemo, but it's really like shark bait. Brouhaha.
Yeah.
I always think of like
It could
brouhaha.
be.
I always think of like brouhaha in that way.
Could be sharp.
You know.
Bait.
All right, Kayla Cormack, you got it right. Nicely done, Kayla Cormack. You get a point. 1 point for the senior right there. So nicely done right there. Proud of you. Killed it. Awesome job. Well done. All right, we're gonna do one more, and then we're gonna close this one up. We're gonna switch over to worship here, and Nick's
I could give us some live worship.
Nick's gonna give us some. We'll see what happens here. So anyway, Camille's got some stuff going on here. So it's really funny because everyone's trying to spell brouhaha, and it looks like everyone's saying bahaha, like they're laughing at Nick and what he's doing right now, but they're really just trying to say brouhaha. So it was really good.
They're laughing at me.
So Ella knows that whole thing by heart. That's so good. All right, last one. Here we go. You guys ready? I didn't know this is actually a word, but apparently it is. Goobly-gook. 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 There you go. Goobly-gook. Nailed it. Yes. Goobly-gook. Did I say it right?
Please cover this naked feet.
Oh, can you see my feet? How'd you see my feet? How'd she know I was shoeless right there? So, goobly-gook. All right, goobly-gook. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Nice try, Luke. Not right. Goobly-gook. This is a hard one. This one's gonna kill everyone here. Hi, Chris. Goobly-gook. I think Josh Holderly just got it right. Oh my gosh, Josh, you're on fire, dude. Josh Holderly, first one there. Gobble-de-goo. Luke, I can give you that point, but it's not going to do you any good anymore because Josh just got 4 right. Josh just got 4 of them right. Josh just nailed it, man. Nicely done, sir. Really proud of you. So, Josh, we're going to send something your way, and we're going to send it via the mail. So, let us know if you don't accept things in the mail or anything like that. We'll send you something digitally then. And but anyway, Josh, let us know in the chat. Send us something on there, and just let us know if there's anything, you prefer, like a candy of sorts that you enjoy, and that you couldn't live life without. Yes. So now this also goes to say you do not have to share this with your siblings. So I'm giving your parents full permission right now. You can come back to this stream later and you can show them, parents, Ben gave you permission to slap them. So there you go. All right. There you go. All right. All right. Let's go back full screen here. There's Nick, nice and big for you there.
My big.
Hey, he's big. And he's kind of out of focus because, well, the ring's not autofocus. So there you go. That's kind of how you got it. Social distancing at its finest right now. So there we go. Awesome. We got a little special guest Nick tonight.
Yeah.
And he's special to me too. So, he is special to me. So, anyway, feel the love, everyone. Can we feel the love? Anyway, all right. So we're gonna switch it over to Camille. Nick's actually not leading worship out here. So, did you bring your guitar? Are you playing the mower? Are you playing the mower? Is the mower
There
your?
are 2 mowers, which means they're probably
Luke,
Oh,
Luke, I gave you a point. Luke, you have a point. Okay, I'm just gonna give you a point already, so you're not talking about it during worship.
I mean, I can play the mower if you want.
Hey Nick, would you pray for us for worship?
What a great idea.
What a great idea. I love this.
I came here not only to scare you, but to pray.
There's a screen up, so you don't have to worry about the cat
So
running
I
out, by the way.
can like, and yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
social
See, social distancing right there.
Or talent.
Coming at you.
In the corner.
Coming at you live.
Coming
Yeah. So next going to pray for us, and we're going to go into worship.
Dear God, I just want to thank you for this time that we could all be here together. Maybe not in person like me, but that's okay. It's great that we have this ability to still communicate and chat with each other and still worship you, Lord, because it's a tough time for us right now. And it's really hard to feel connected as one because we're not in our normal situation. But I just want to thank you, Lord, for still providing everything you do and continuing your grace and just your love throughout all of this. I just pray that we have a great and safe rest of the week and that you will bless this worship that's about to happen with Camille and whoever else is there. And in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, guys, enjoy this worship time.
Hey CSM, how's it going? Welcome to another worship set. So I just wanted to say hey before we get started, but as usual, feel free to worship however you want to. Sit down, stand up, hang out, and let's get going. Slow down, take time, breathe in, he said. He'll reveal what's to come. The thoughts in his mind, always higher than mine. He'll reveal all to come. So take courage, my heart. Stay steadfast, my soul. He's in the waiting. He's in the waiting. And hold on to your hope as your triumph unfolds. He's never failing. He's never failing. His words lead you on. Do not forget his great faithfulness. He'll finish all he's begun. So take courage, my heart, and stay steadfast, my soul. He's in the waiting. He's in the waiting. Hold on to your hope as your triumph unfolds. He's never failing. He's never failing. Let's sing that again. So take courage, my heart. Stay steadfast, my soul. He's in the waiting. He's in the waiting. And hold on to your your triumph unfolds. He's never failing. He's never failing. And you who hold the stars, who call them each by name, will surely keep your promise to me. And I will rise in your victory. Let's sing that again. And you who hold the stars, who call them each by name, will surely keep your promise to me. And I will rise in your victory. a triumph unfolds. He's never failing. He's never failing. So take courage, my heart. Stay steadfast, my soul. He's in the waiting. He's in the waiting. Hold on and hold on to your hope. As your triumph unfolds, he's never failing. He's never failing. He's never failing. He's never failing. And you who hold the stars, who call them each by name, will surely keep your promise to me, and I will rise in your victory. So I have a new song for you guys next. It's called Sea of Victory. Some of you may have heard it. It's probably playing on the radio or something, but this song just really has been speaking to me this whole week. I've just been kind of, I don't know, just kind of like going through some feelings right now and just really asking God some questions. But this song really talks about God taking the bad situations that were meant for evil and meant for just kind of getting you down, and he turns it around for good. And it also put the scripture on my heart, so I want to read that to you guys too. It is from Romans 8:28, and it says, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." And that was so good for me to hear, and I wanted to share that with you guys because we are all on this earth for a purpose. God will take every situation that you're in and turn it around and use it for your purpose in this life. So I want you guys to know, I want you to trust in that. I want you to trust in God's purpose for your life. You may not even know what that is yet, but know that you have one, and continue to seek God to know what that purpose is. So without further ado, let's sing this next song together. The weapon may be formed, but it won't prosper. When the darkness falls, it won't prevail. 'Cause the God I serve knows only how to triumph. Oh, my God will never fail. No, my God will never fail. turn it for good. Yeah, you turn it for good. You take what the enemy meant for evil, and you turn it for good. Yeah, you turn it for good. Oh, you take what the enemy meant for evil, and you turn it for good. Yeah, you turn it for good. Oh, you take what the enemy meant for evil, and you turn it for good. Yeah, you turn it for good. I'm gonna see a victory. I'm gonna see a victory. For the battle belongs to you, Lord. Oh, I'm gonna see a victory. I'm gonna see a victory. For the battle belongs to you, Lord. Let's sing that again. I'm gonna see a victory. I'm gonna see a victory. For the battle belongs to you, Lord. I'm gonna see a victory. I'm gonna see a victory. For the battle belongs to you, Lord. Oh, you take what the enemy meant for evil, and you turn it for good. Yeah, you turn it for good. You take what the enemy meant for evil, and you turn it for good. Yeah, you turn it for good. I'm gonna see a victory. I'm gonna see a victory. For the battle belongs to you, Lord. I'm gonna see a victory. I'm gonna see a victory. For the battle belongs to you, Lord.
There's nothing worth more that could ever come close. Nothing can compare. You're our living hope. Your presence, Lord. I've tasted and seen of the sweetest of loves, when my heart becomes free and my shame is undone. Your presence, Lord. Holy Spirit, you are welcome here. Come flood this place and fill the atmosphere. Your glory, God, is what our hearts long for. To be overcome by your presence, Lord. Your presence, Lord. There's nothing worth more that could ever come close. Nothing can compare. You're our living hope. Your presence, Lord. And I've tasted and seen of the sweetest of loves, when my heart becomes free and my shame is undone. Your presence, Lord. Holy Spirit, you are welcome. Come flood this place and fill the atmosphere. Your glory, God, is what our heart longs for. To be overcome by your presence, Lord. Holy Spirit, you are welcome. Come flood this place and fill the atmosphere. Your glory, God, is what our hearts long for. To be overcome by your presence, Lord. Your presence, Lord. Your presence, Lord. Your presence, Lord. Let us become more aware of your presence. Let us experience the glory of your goodness. Let us become more aware of your presence. Let us experience the glory of your goodness. Let us become more aware of your presence. Let us experience the glory of your goodness. Let us become more aware of your presence. Let us experience the glory of your goodness. Let us become more aware of your presence. Holy Spirit, you are welcome. Come flood this place and fill the atmosphere. Your glory, God, is what our hearts long for. To be overcome by your presence, Lord. Your presence, Lord.
When they had prayed, the place where they were assembled was shaken, and they were all filled with the Holy Spirit and began to speak the word of God boldly.
God, thank you so much for this time of worship. Thank you for the brains to use technology to be able to be together and to use it for your glory. God, I'm so thankful for Sophie and Carly for being willing to use the gifts that you gave them for your glory as well. God, I ask that you take the rest of this service in your hands. I pray that we have fun, that we're able to connect with each other, and most importantly, God, I pray that we are able to connect with you. So have your way tonight. We love you, and it's in your name we pray. Amen. Amen. Okay, so guys, we have our interaction question. So as usual, use the comment section to chat with us. Also use the question to chat with each other if you've got your family around you, and we will catch you in a second. All right, bye.
All right. Well, you probably just heard my cat in the background, and Nick is still here. He's a little dark, but he's there. I promise.
I'm here. I can't see you.
Nick was worshiping with me.
Yeah.
Kind of. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, first of all, Herman girls, thank you so much for helping us lead worship this week. Camille, awesome job. You guys are so great. Thank you so much for all of that. Our cat, my cat is literally, I'm worried he's going to unplug everything here in just a second. He's like right next to all the wires. I wish I could show you.
It's pretty funny.
It's kind of terrifying. Nick can show you a picture. Anyway, Nick's lighting himself now. So, happy places. We all got a lot of happy places. Right now in the basement. Basement's not really my happy place. I do like it. But my happy place is actually upstairs on the couch. That's my happy place. I saw some of you guys put on the campground, the Landemans. You know, you guys love the campground. I saw Wirt said something about being with the family. Solely in your library. I love that in the library. The Peels Cindy put it near the water. That's a good one. Still Waters, Haley. That's good. And home. So many good things. There's Henry, a small box. My couch with my family and the dogs. That's awesome. Nick looks really creepy right now. This stream is taking a turn right here. So anyway, backyard patio. Henry, would you like a backyard patio with Nick like that though? Would that be your happy place? I don't know about that. So anyway, oh my gosh, floating head out there. Yeah, for sure. So, all right. Well, we're going to say goodbye to Nick.
I don't want to leave, but you know,
he's probably just going to chill out and watch the stream on my back patio. Anyway.
Nothing stopped me.
Which he brought his own lawnmower, but the funny thing is we have a lawnmower that's dead sitting out there right now, so it's pretty great.
Your yard does need cut, too.
It does need, it very much needs to be cut.
Honestly, I've cut in the downpour, so that's it.
Let's all say bye, Nick. Thanks for joining the stream tonight. We're going to get started with the 9. We love Nick. I feel so mean doing this. I feel really mean. Bye, Nick. I feel really mean right now. Am I mean? Am I rude? I don't know. It's just like, okay. So, oh my gosh, and our ring just went off telling us there's motion in the backyard. Oh, technology. It is mean. All right, so we're going to dive in tonight. So tonight, as many of you guys know, we are still in our series, The Enneagram, and we are on our last number tonight, which I'm really excited about. We're going to be talking about number 9, which is the last one on the Enneagram, which is type 9, called the Peacemaker. And really excited about this one. This one, a lot of our leaders are 9. So I'm pretty sure Cindy is a 9. I'm pretty sure Cindy, I've messed you up so many times. So please tell me I got you right this time. Camille is a 9. I believe Vanessa is a 9 as well. We got some other people on staff that are. Brandon Benefield's a 9, I believe. There's a lot of people that are 9s. And so in the chat, there's probably a lot of you that are 9s. Luke Mason says he is. So there's a lot of people that are 9s, a lot of good stuff there. And we're excited to talk about the 9 tonight. And in this series that we're talking about, we're in the series called Relate. We're finishing it up and kind of turning the last corner here. I know some of you guys are finally we're over the series. We've been in it forever, you know. And so, but the whole point of this whole series is to help us understand how we can love God with our heart, soul, mind, and strength, and love our neighbor as ourselves. And we're using the Enneagram as a tool to help us do that. Because here's the reality. For many of us, we have blind spots in our own lives where we don't realize why we do some of the things that we do. And we don't realize why we react to other people and react to certain situations in a way. And it can really drive us away from God in some ways. And we also, for many of us, we look at other people and realize, man, you are a lot different than me. You just act differently, you talk differently, you do things a lot differently than me. And so what we want to encourage you guys is we can help understand other people and the way that their personality is wired so that we can help love them better and relate to them better. So that's what we've been doing throughout this whole series. Hopefully it's been very helpful for you. We really pray it has been because we've taken 10 weeks out of the year to really do this. So we hope it's been very helpful for you. And so we're going to close up tonight with the 9. And we're going to look at a story in the Bible that kind of talks a little bit about the 9. We're going to look at this interesting story that comes out of Genesis chapter 18. And it's a story of Abraham. And many of you guys know who Abraham is. And Abraham is this, he was patriarch of the Israelite faith. He's just a guy that he was known for his faith. And God said to him, it is your faith that has made you righteous. And so this is a guy, I mean, he followed God and he did what God asked him to do pretty much always. I mean, he wasn't perfect. None of us are perfect. But man, he set an example for what faith looks like and what it means to just follow what God says for your life. So some amazing things. And here in this passage we're going to find today, Abraham has been through a lot in life, and he meets a guy. He meets a guy. His nephew named Lot, and him and his nephew Lot had this kind of disagreement with one another. And instead of just dealing with the conflict, he walked away from the conflict. And the conflict was this: who should have the land? We're not getting along. Our people aren't getting along. And so instead of dealing with the conflict, he said, well, let's just go separate ways. And so what happens is he gives Lot a lot, essentially. He gives them the land and says, you take Sodom, you take Gomorrah, you take this land that's beautiful and everything. You take that, you make yourself dwell there, and you keep your all of your property there, and then we'll go somewhere else. And there's this moment now where Sodom and Gomorrah is being judged for their sinfulness and their wickedness, which is where Lot lives. And God is speaking to Abraham. He's kind of letting him in and letting him know what's about to happen, how God's judgment is about to land on this place. So there's kind of context for this tonight, and then we're going to move into this as well. All right, here we go. So the Lord told Abraham, I have heard a great outcry from Sodom and Gomorrah because their sin is so flagrant. It's a big deal. I am going down to see if their actions are as wicked as I have heard. Interesting thing to hear how God's kind of speaking to Abraham in this way. If not, I want to know. The other men, there's some men that were there with God at the time, it says, turned and headed toward Sodom, but the Lord remained with Abraham. Abraham approached him and said, will you sweep away both the righteous and the wicked? Suppose you find 50 righteous people living there in the city. Will you sweep it all away and not spare it for their sakes? Surely you wouldn't do such a thing, destroying the righteous along with the wicked. Why? You would be treating the righteous and the wicked exactly the same. Surely you wouldn't do that. Should not the judge of all the earth do what is right? So Abraham's kind of going for it right here, man. This is pretty impressive. Verse 26, and the Lord replied, if I find 50 righteous people in Sodom, I will spare the entire city for their sake. Then Abraham spoke again. This is so crazy. Abraham spoke again. Since I have begun, let me speak further to my Lord. Even though I am but dust and ashes, suppose there are only 45 righteous people rather than 50. Will you destroy the whole city for the lack of 5? I guess you bring up some good points here. Okay, Abraham, so you're going with this. And the Lord said, I will not destroy it if I find 45 righteous people there. Then Abraham pressed his request further. Okay, Abraham. Suppose there are only 40. And the Lord replied, I will not destroy for the sake of the 40. Please don't be angry, my Lord. Abraham pleaded, let me speak. Suppose only 30 righteous people are found. And the Lord replied, I will not destroy it if I find 30. Then Abraham said, since I have dared to speak to the Lord, let me continue. Suppose there are only 20. And the Lord replied, then I will not destroy it for the sake of the 20. Finally, Abraham said, Lord, please don't be angry with me if I speak one more time. It's just like, man, I could just picture this. It's so wild. Suppose only 10 are found there. And the Lord replied, then I will not destroy it for the sake of the 10. When the Lord had finished his conversation with Abraham, he went on his way, and Abraham to his tent. So in the story we see Abraham speaking up for Lot, essentially. But he's also speaking up for the town of Sodom and saying, but what if there are these righteous people that are there? What if there are some people there that do believe? Would you wipe away just all of that? And so here's the thing about the 9 that's so amazing. Here's the thing that's so great about the 9, and as we see here with the story of Abraham, is that they see gray areas. They don't just see things black and white. They see things in gray. And so they see things in between the lines, essentially. And so they see, hey, this is a town, this is a city, that's very wicked. But at the same time, there's got to be people there that are still righteous. There's got to be someone there that still loves you, God. There's got to be someone there that still follows after you. And so shouldn't there still be salvation for them? Shouldn't there still be life for them? It's the same thing as thinking in today's day and age. If we go back and think back to World War II, and we think of in Germany, and there was, all this thing we think about how Germany was the enemy. Germany was evil. Germany was awful. And we think of the Nazi regime. And it would be the same thing as if Abraham came to God and said, would you destroy all of Germany? Because, even if there were some that were righteous there? And so he's kind of getting at this whole point of sparing the righteous, sparing those who are good, looking for those that are good, and making sure that justice wins out in the end. So some interesting things that we see with Abraham. And man, Abraham, had the guts to just say that before God. I can't imagine having such a request like that with God, but man, he clearly understood that God was a God that was loving, gracious, slow to anger, abounding in steadfast love. He obviously understood that because, man, it would take some serious guts to go and talk to God like that and to ask that kind of request, because that's pretty tall order there. So, interesting conversation with God. We can't get into all of this, but tonight, and we'd love to talk more about this passage because I'm sure this raised a lot of questions for some of you. So if you'd like to talk more about it, you can you can mail us. What am I smoking? You can DM us on Instagram. You can send us a message in the chat, and we'd love to chat more with you about this passage and some of the things that it means, because there's just a lot to take apart about it. But the main thing for us to look at in that passage is to see how Abraham, he saw both sides of the coin. He saw both sides of the coin. He didn't just see that Sodom was completely evil, but he saw that there's some good there as well, because he knew his nephew lived there, and he knew his family was righteous. And so he cared for them, and he loved them, and he thought about them. So, there we go. So let's talk about the peacemaker. Let's talk about number 9 tonight. Great stuff. So number 9, the peacemaker, they reflect, just like all of us reflect some part and some character of God, they reflect God's peace. You probably saw that coming, obviously. It's in the name. But they reflect God's peace. And I can tell you, we all love God's peace. And I know you love God's peace. And you know how I know that is because all the songs that we sing about peace, we sing Peace Be Still, we sing Peace from Hillsong Young and Free. We love those songs because we all need a little bit of peace in our lives, right? We all need some peace. We need someone to see both sides of the coin. We need someone to kind of understand. And the world that we live in is not very peaceful, is it? And I'm not just talking about wars and talking about politicians, but even in our families, right? We all feel tension in our families, and some of us, not all of us, but some of us who feel that tension with our parents. Maybe our parents aren't getting along very well. Maybe we feel that tension with our siblings, that we just don't get along well. And one thing we crave more than anything is to find peace in that. And the beauty of the 9, the peacemakers, they reflect God's peace. They're one of those people that are so good at mediating people, mediating kind of issues between people, because they can see outside of themselves, they can see outside of their bias, and they can see both sides of the argument and kind of mediate that, bring that all together in a good way, and help other people kind of hear that. I've heard many people that are 9s, when they're counselors, they are rock stars at it, because they can do this. They can have a couple show up in a counseling session that are mad at each other, and they can both leave saying, I felt heard, I felt loved, and I felt like they supported me. Even though they were saying opposite things, but they're one of those people that can just see both sides of an argument in such a beautiful way, and they can help bring people back together. And that's the beauty of what they do, because that's what God does, isn't it? God takes us who were sinners. God takes us who were condemned. God takes us who were unrighteous, us who there was nothing good in us, and God made us all unified under the blood of Christ. He made us all righteous under the blood of Christ. God took us who were from different backgrounds, us who would have never associated with one another, and brought us all into the same building, all into the same name, under the same faith, and said, you are my children. What kind of peace is that, right? How wonderful is that? So the 9, they reflect God's peace, and they are a good reflection of that. And when they are healthy, man, they fill us with peace. They help remind us of peace, and they help bring peace into the world around them. But when they're unhealthy, bad things can happen. But before we get to their unhealthy side of that, let's dive into their motivation, because all of us are motivated in some way, shape, or form. And the things that we do, the underlying motivations behind why we do what we do. And so for the 9, it looks like this. And so if you know 9s, you can kind of keep this in your back pocket, because when they do something, this is typically the motivation behind why they're doing something, or why they're not doing something, actually probably more in their instance. But here's what their motivation is. Avoid conflict and be at peace. And it's not just kind of at peace, it's kind of their inner peace. It's like to find that inner peace within them, to have harmony within them. And so avoid conflict and be at peace. And so in their life, they're going to avoid conflict at all costs. At any point that they can, they want to avoid conflict in the people around them, because it freaks them out. They don't like it. They don't enjoy it, because it disrupts the peace that's around them. It disrupts all of that that's going on around them. And so they avoid that to try and find harmony. And the reality is, for the 9, what looks like peace many times in their lives, and the thing that they need to understand, and we're going to get into this with the unhealthy part of it, is when they're trying to avoid conflict, what they need to understand is that what looks like peace in a 9 can actually just be them having a desire for an unaffected life. And so they're trying to find peace because peace is what they want, so they avoid conflict. But when you avoid conflict, you're really just finding a life that's just unaffected. And so you're kind of essentially removing everyone and everything out of your life so that you have no conflict. Because if you put yourself on an island all by yourself, people can't conflict with you. Only nature can at that point, and your skills, I guess, or lack thereof. If you're me, you don't want to be stuck on a deserted island with me, that's for sure. So for them, they want to avoid conflict and be at peace. And so they're going to do whatever they can to do that. And so it might, for them, they might just run from a situation. They might just not speak up in a situation. They might just disappear. Or they might, whatever it may be. They fill in the blank. They're going to do what it takes. That's what's going to motivate what's going to go on in their lives. So with a 9, like all of us, we have unhealthy moments in our lives. What is unhealthy with the 9? So unhealthy 9s, they have a couple things for them, but they have a core sin like all of us. Kind of walk through all of that with each of them. But for the core sin of the 9, it's this. It's laziness. It's laziness. And you may have kind of guessed that already. Because here's the reality of the 9. For the 9, what they're going to do is they're going to be so just kind of overabundant with options, with kind of turmoil, with trying to find that peace. And so the only way they can find that is just to get away from everything and just sit on the couch and just find my inner sanctum in a way. Find my inner sanctum, the place where I can escape to. And so the thing that they have to be careful with a 9 is they have to be careful with just sleepwalking through life. Sleepwalking through life. And kind of just, in other words, just going through the motions. Just kind of going through life. You guys maybe have been there before, where you're going through life, but it's not really, you're not really living it. You're not really in control of it. You're not really motivated in it. You're just kind of going through the motions, and you're kind of letting everyone walk all over you, letting everyone make decisions for you. You're not really making decisions for yourself, because the reality is you just don't want to deal with it, right? You'd rather just be at peace. You'd rather everything just kind of go and everything just happen around you. And that's what's happening with the 9. That's what laziness is for them. It's that they're just allowing everything else to happen around them without actually taking charge of their own life, without actually taking charge of anything in their life. And so they let everything happen around them, let everything just go on around them without doing anything about it, without doing anything in it. And so they just kind of let life move them in a way. And so they don't want to be overly bothered by life. And so this lazy, it comes, the reality is lazy, the laziness that they feel, it comes when they are fully they're not fully paying attention to their own life. And they're kind of focusing on everyone else. They're kind of letting everyone else kind of dictate everything for them, kind of what we talked about. So anyway, because of this, and because of this that goes on in their lives, and the reality is for a lot of 9s, we've got to give them a break here, because the reality is the 9s, they're really good at holding gray area up. They're good at holding things up, and they're constantly thinking about, side A, side B. They're kind of thinking about both sides of everything. And so when someone says something, they're kind of giving everyone the benefit of the doubt and then putting that against their own. And so they're constantly doing mental gymnastics in their head. So, they're going to be a little tired all the time, because they're constantly fighting that and going with that and kind of going back and forth with all that. And so for them, they're known as being the people that typically have the least amount of energy, whereas the 8 has the most amount of energy on the Enneagram. But here's the quote that you'll probably hear for a lot of them is they'll probably say something like this. They'll say, I have so much work to do, I'm just going to go to bed. Because I just feel overwhelmed by life. I want to just feel that peace. I'm just going to go to bed right now. So there you go. Have it at that. So anyway, other thing about the 9, just kind of when it comes to laziness, is the thing for them. A lot of them aren't necessarily, it's not lazy in the work necessarily, but here's the reality about what they do. The problem is they don't prioritize ones very well. And so for a 9, they take everything as important, because they see both sides of the coin. So they're constantly seeing everything as important. And so it's hard for them to decide what they should tackle first. And so it may look like laziness, but it's because they can't decide what's most important in their life. And so they need to kind of understand, make some decision, and run with it. So number 2 here, unhealthy 9s. They need to avoid conflict at all costs. When they're unhealthy, this is what they do. They avoid it at all costs. So they run from any conflict that's going around them. And so they value just feeling comfortable. They value feeling tranquil and maintaining status quo, preserving connections with everyone with them around them, that they just kind of, essentially, they set aside their own viewpoints. They set aside all their own aspirations, and they merge with those around them. And so they become kind of chameleons. And they say, well, what do you want to do? I don't care anymore. What do you want to do for this? Who do you want to be? Okay, cool. Who do you think I should be? Okay, cool. And so to kind of avoid that conflict, kind of avoid any of those sticky situations, they just say, I'll do what everyone else wants to do. And a big part of this is where you see this a lot. If you know someone's a 9, one of the big places you're going to see this is when you ask them, well, what do you want to have for dinner tonight? I don't know, and the options are just too open for them, right? The options are just too open. We'll talk more about that. And so to avoid conflict, and for them, that's not just the options are too open, but reality is what they're thinking in their mind is like, I don't want to pick something that you're going to hate and then you're going to be mad at me. That's what's going on in their head in the 9. And so they're not just trying to be a turd, but what they're actually going through in their minds, they're going through this mental gymnastics of what do they really want, and I don't want to make them mad. I don't want to, mess up the apple cart. I don't want to screw it all up and rough up the waters a little bit and have some conflict over, you always pick Chinese, or you always pick Chick-fil-A, You should always pick Chick-fil-A. It's delicious. No, I'm just kidding. But, and they don't want to upset that, so they'll just do whatever everyone else wants to do. And so when they're unhealthy, they do what everyone else wants to do, and they make no decisions for themselves. And the reality is they kind of get to this next point. They start to turn passive-aggressive. They turn passive-aggressive. Because here's the reality. For 9, when they're unhealthy, they avoid conflict. So the only way to actually kind of vent out some of that anger that's kind of seeping out from them, because this is the reality. When you get frustrated with that, when you're bottling up all of that, right, you're going to get a little bit angry. You're going to turn into this little inner demon's going to kind of come inside of you, right? And it turns into the form of passive-aggressiveness. Passive-aggressive. So what does passive-aggressive mean? It means exactly that. It means it's passive aggression. And so it's saying this. It's saying it means that you are mad, but you're not going to show it. You're mad, but you're not going to lash out at someone. So you're going to do it in a subtle way. You're going to be mad at someone subtly. So what does that mean for the 9? A couple things. It means this. They're going to show it in their stubbornness. They're going to show it in their stubbornness. And so when they're mad at you, they're going to be like, okay, I'm just going to be stubborn. I'm just going to be stubborn. And so that they feel pressured into doing something they don't want to do, they're going to use avoidance. They're going to use procrastination. They're going to use stonewalling, where they're just going to put up a big wall and just, you can't talk to me, whatever, kind of thing. They're going to tune out. They're going to give the silent treatment, or they're just not going to perform the tasks that were set up for them, what they're supposed to be doing at that given time, whether it's getting ready to go out for dinner or deciding what we're going to eat or anything like that. And so they're going to be passive-aggressive. And so they'll literally just prove a point by not saying anything. And that's what passive-aggressive is. And so for a 9, when they're unhealthy, you got to realize that when you start doing things like that and you start saying, okay, well, I'll teach them by being silent, or I'll show them by just taking my sweet, sweet, sweet time on this, and making them sweat over it by procrastinating to the very end of the days. When you start realizing that, you got to realize, oh my gosh, this is a healthy behavior. I need to get away from this. Passive-aggressive is not a good trait in any of us. So unhealthy 9s, they struggle with passive-aggressive, and they also struggle with self-forgetting. So what does that mean? It means they're out of touch with who they are. They've made life all about other people. They've made life all about what other people want, that they forget about who they even are. They don't know what their dreams are. They don't know what their aspirations are. They don't know what their, what the things they're inspired about, or what drive them. And here's the reality. There's a good side to anger. The 8, we talked about that yesterday. They kind of are, they kind of can be angry. And in reality, is 8, 9, and 1 on the enneagram. They're known as the anger triad. They all hate that, but except the 8 because they're challenging. But I'll just fight you on it. So, but the 9, with them, their anger, they're kind of out of touch with their anger, and the good side of it, especially because it just shows up in passive aggressive. But the good part of anger is that anger can oftentimes inspire us, can't it? It can inspire us to move, to go, and to motivate, to do something, right? And it drives change. It moves things along. It gives us courage. Like when someone says, you can't do that, you stink at this, and you get angry about it, and you're like, I'll show you, The 9's just like, okay, I guess not, And so they say, well, I'd rather be at peace with these people, so I guess he's right, so I'll just not do it. So if you're coaching a 9, or if you're a friend with a 9, don't just flop on them like that, man. They're not going to be motivated by it. Your 8 friend, they're going to be totally motivated by it. But your 9 friend, you got to give them a little bit more encouragement than that. You can't just flop on them like that. So, but they're self-forgetting. And so they forget their own opinions. They forget all these things, these preferences, their priorities, and they mistake others' feelings, others' opinions, and successes and aspirations on their own. And so they never get around to deciding, and they do all this fence sitting that leads to procrastination, which we talked about. So that's just kind of where they are. And so, with the 9, man, we love them, we care for them, and we want to encourage you guys. When you see yourself self-forgetting, you see yourself merging with someone else, and you start to think that you are this person, take a moment to step back and say, who am I really? Who am I really? What are the things that I really like to do? What are the things that I really enjoy doing? What are the things that I love to eat? And start small. Start with the easy decisions, because we don't need to get into the biggies, but start with the small things. Like, what are some things I actually really do enjoy eating, Not just because, so-and-so likes this so much, So, that's a good question for you. So, if you're a 9, write something you really enjoy eating in the chat, and no one fight them on it. So, there we go. Just kidding. All right. So, how does a 9 need to be healthy? How does a 9 need to be healthy? So, like all of us, we all need to be healthy in certain ways. And we're talking about how can we be healthy with God, with others, and with ourselves. And we're starting with ourselves to begin with this. So how do they need to be healthy with themselves? Number 1, own and resolve your feelings. Because here's the reality, self-forgetting is a real big thing with the 9s. And they merge with other people, they let other people's feelings dictate their feelings. So own and resolve your feelings in your own life. Make sure you know what's going on in your own life. Resurrect your own thoughts. Resurrect your own passions, your own opinions, your own dreams. Think about what those ambitions are, your desires. Say, these are the things I really actually enjoy. Not because someone's told me that's what I should enjoy. Not because someone I like does that, but because it's something I actually do enjoy, right? So do that. Be there, In Ephesians 4:25, it kind of talks a little bit on this. It says in Ephesians 4:25, it says this, so stop telling lies. Let us tell our neighbors the truth. Let us tell our neighbors the truth. For we are all parts of the same body. And don't sin by letting anger control you. Don't let the sun go down while you are still angry. For anger gives a foothold to the devil. So own and resolve your own feelings. Here's the reality with the 9. The 9 probably doesn't ever think they're angry because they bottle it up, they hide it. And so own that feeling. Own this thing that you get frustrated when someone doesn't agree with what you want. You get angry about these things. And so own that and talk to that person. Stop telling lies, like Ephesians says, and go and talk to that person and have that conflict with that person. I know that's the scariest thing I could ever ask you to do. It is. It's hard. It's rough. None of us like it. No one likes it as much as you. Or no one hates it more than you, I should say. No one hates it more than you. That's the reality of it. But go ahead and, own it. Own it. Talk to that person. Have that conflict with the person. Be like, hey, that is not okay. The way that you said that to me. Or, hey, I got really frustrated when you did this. Or that really made me sad when you did this. Fill in the blank, whatever it may be, And so own and resolve your feelings. You can never grow as a 9. You'll never be able to grow. You'll never be able to grow in your faith, really, either, if you let everyone else tell you who you are. If you let everyone else tell you what your faith is. You have to own that feeling. You have to own your faith for yourself, and you have to live it for yourself. No one can make the decision for you. You have to make the decision for yourself. That's what free will is. So God calls us in that. God calls us to that. So own and resolve your own feelings, And here's the reality. 9s, when you're healthy, you've woken up and you found the voice that's in yourself. You're willing to stand up for yourself and not just take whatever everyone else says and go with it, But here's the other thing I want to encourage you with. Be aware of numbing strategies that you have. We all have numbing strategies, but 9s, you're good at this. Be aware of the numbing strategies that you have to kind of pull you away from conflict, pull you away from your own feelings, that just kind of go to your inner sanctum. Because a lot of you have different numbing strategies you have. And the numbing strategy you may have is that you may just go to the couch and watch Netflix for hours and hours and hours on end. You may have a book that you like to read. You may even go to exercise, maybe. I don't know. But whatever it may be that you go to just kind of peace out and to find peace, to kind of get away from everything and to kind of just escape. What is that? Call that out. So that when you're going there constantly saying, okay, give myself 5 minutes and then go tackle this thing. Go tackle this thing that I need to do. So be real with yourself there. Be honest with yourself. Own and resolve your feelings. And go from there. So next one, with others, express your opinions. You saw this one coming already. And this kind of goes along with what we said already in Ephesians 4:25 through 27. No, don't lie to your neighbors. Tell the truth. Be honest with what you do. But express your own opinions with others. Be willing to talk. This is going to be a hard one, but make declarative statements. Say, I don't like, fill in the blank. I don't like, and this could be a really big one. If you're a 9 and you don't like Chick-fil-A, this could be a really hard one. You say, I don't like Chick-fil-A. You know what I mean? And that'd be a really hard one for you. I mean, that's a big one to say, But whatever your opinion, express your opinion. Start somewhere small, you know what I mean? But express your opinion. Don't be afraid to have opinions and express them, Start small, work up to the bigger ones. Start with the small stuff. Start with the small stuff like what your favorite, maybe a food that you enjoy. I keep coming back to that. Apparently I'm hungry. I don't know. Something like that. I had dinner. Carrie feeds me. It's great. So anyway, but own that. Own I don't like Star Wars. I start with something small there, and then work up to the bigger things. Like these different opinions that you have, and share those with the people that are around you. Don't be afraid to share those with the people that are around you. Resist the urge to fall back on passive aggressive nature and behaviors like procrastination and avoidance. If you feel angry, be honest and open with the people around you. Because here's the reality. What feels like intense conflict to you, what feels like something that's going to be World War III to you, reality, for others, it just feels like a typical disagreement. Honestly, it just feels like a typical disagreement to them. So just remember that. Take a breath and engage. All right? Next one, number 3, with God. How to be healthy as a 9. Pursue faith with action. Pursue faith with action. And this is a huge one for the 9s, because the 9s, they kind of deal with this idea of inertia, right? Where everything is just kind of, everything comes to a grinding halt because we're just constantly, we see all the different decisions before us more than anyone else does, and we don't always know our own opinions and all these things like that. And so for them, acting in something is always a big thing. And so pursue your faith with action. Don't sit back, don't wait, don't be looking for every single possibility of what you could be doing and what might be the right thing to do in your faith, but pick something and run with it. Just like you need to pick something for dinner and eat it, you need to pick something with your faith. Go help someone, go love someone, go read your Bible, go pray, whatever it may be, and go do it. Whatever God's calling you to do, He's laid it on your heart. Go and do that action. Go live it out. Pursue your faith with action. In Romans 12:11, it says this: never be lazy, but work hard and serve the Lord. I love this. Enthusiastically. Enthusiastically. So serve the Lord enthusiastically. Make it big about God. Be big about and bold about your faith with God. Serve the Lord enthusiastically. Pursue your faith with action. Make it count. Make it count. So, how do we love a 9 then? Let's turn the corner. For the 9s, that's how you can be healthy. Being honest with yourself. Being honest with your anger. Being honest with your opinions. And being active. Going. Doing your faith. Living for God in a real way. Not just up in your head, but actually out and with your hands, with your feet, with your voices. And then the next thing, how to love a 9. So for us that aren't 9s, I'm not a 9. My wife's Carrie, you guys know her. She's not a 9. A lot of us, are not 9s. But how do we love them? And there's a lot of things. And for me, this is a big one because a lot of you guys are 9s. A lot of the leaders are 9. So this is an important one for me because, that's like I gotta love them well. So, and you guys gotta love them well. So we gotta care for our 9s. So number 1, how do we love them? Create a space where they are heard and matter. Create a space where they're heard and create a space where they matter. So, what do we mean by that? It means give them a place where they can talk about their opinions and they can talk about those things without you shooting them down or without you saying that's dumb, let's do something else. It doesn't mean we have to always agree with what a 9 says because they finally decided to speak up might not be the best decision. But when they do speak up, make it known that you hear their voice and you're glad they spoke up. That's a big deal. You're glad they gave an opinion about something. So here's something you can do to help them. Let's say you're going out to eat. I love eating. Or you're going out for, let's change it. Let's say you're going out for an activity for the night. You're trying to figure out what to do with your friends and your 9's one of them, right? And you're saying, okay, we can go to Sky Zone, we can go go-karting, or we can go mini golf, right? Go-kart, Sky Zone, mini golf, whatever it may be. And you give them this. You say, well, those are our 3 options. You don't say, hey, what do you want to go to do tonight? And you just leave it endless options. Like, okay, well, let's just go raid the arch, they're not going to come up with that. But give them a limited amount of options because they just see every option. And you're just like, I just don't know, A good story, one of my 9 friends, we went to a grocery store and we're like, let's go pick out a snack. And they were in there for 2 hours. I'm not even kidding. There for 2 hours. It was like, oh my gosh, pick something. But there's just too many options for them. How can I pick? I regret it. So, but anyway, give them a limited amount of options and just say, okay, here, here's what you can do. We're going to do one of these 3 things. Which one would you like to do? And they give you an option. And when they give you an option, here's the tendency for a lot of us. We're just like, well, they're 9. They won't care what I say. So we'll just go with what I really want to do anyway. No, if you give them an option, you got to stick with the option that they give. And so go with it, say that they matter, and then move on with it. So create a space where they are heard and where they matter. So take control. Self-control there, people. All right, next one. Celebrate when they finish a project. See, for a 9, a lot of times, they're all over the place. They're constantly thinking about everything that's around them. They see everything going on. They're very kind of outside focused and seeing all the big picture and all that. So celebrate them when they finish a project because for them, it's kind of difficult. It's difficult for them to stay on task. They see all these different things. They don't always prioritize well. Nines will tell you that if they're being very honest, that they don't prioritize well. They don't always finish projects very well. So celebrate them when they do finish a project well. And be like, awesome, that's so good, I'm so proud of you. I mean, don't badger them about it like we talked about all these other ones, but just celebrate them and say, woohoo, throw a party for it, Everyone loves a good party anyway, so throw them a good party, and don't make them make all the decisions about what they should do for the party either, while you're at it. So, but throw them a party for it. So, and some questions you can ask them when it comes to being on task. You can kind of ask them a couple questions. Say, hey, are you still on task? You ask them a little question, Are you still on task? Are you chasing rabbits, chasing all these other things around them, because the reality is nines, and they'll be honest with this if they're being honest. Nines, a lot of times they can appear busy, but doing everything and nothing at the same time. They'll say that. I'm like, I'm busy, but I'm doing everything and nothing at the same time, And so they need structure, they need predictability, they need routine, and all that around them. And so that kind of helps drive them, helps them understand what the task is. And so nines, I'm also going to encourage you, if you need someone to help you stay on task, go find a friend that's a 1 and say, hey, 1 friend, like Carrie, you guys know her, she's a 1 through and through. She's got lots of lists. There's lists all over our house, and so lists I don't even know about. But go find a 1 and have them make a list for you. Help them keep you on task. So there you go. Anyway, but celebrate with them when they finish a task. So next one, don't shield them from all conflict. It's easy for us to shield a 9 from a conflict because we can tell they're sweating, they're freaking out, they want out. And so it's our natural tendency to kind of help them out, to kind of be there for them. But don't shield them from all conflict. They need to experience that conflict. They need to walk through that conflict. It's good for them. It's helpful for them. And it's hard for them, but it's growing for them. And so we need to encourage them to do that. And the reality is, because a lot of 9s, here's the reality for them, to face for some of them, you have to hold their feet to the fire just to get them to talk through conflict, You can be like, okay, tell me what's wrong. Tell me what's going on. What's the junk, And so, so don't shield them from all conflict, So you have to talk to them about it. And the last thing, thank them for always seeing 2 sides of the coin. Thank them for always seeing 2 sides of the coin. They're great at always seeing both sides of the argument. They're great at always being mediators between a lot of us. That's why we value our friends that are 9 so much. If you're friends with a 9, you are a 9, or whatever. You probably have seen it with them. It's just they're really good at mediating. They're really good at kind of counseling. They're really good at helping you kind of like play devil's advocate in some way, and helping you see the other side and someone else's story that you might be frustrated with. And they can be really, really helpful in all those situations. So thank them for that. Don't let it go unnoticed. Let them know that you're like, man, I see you. And you are a really big help for me. And so like all of us, we all need encouragement. And there's a great way you encourage the 9 and help them continue to lean into the healthy side of who God has made them. So 9s, we love you. We care about you. You guys are amazing. You reflect God's peace. We are so thankful for that. We're so thankful for the way that you mediate our arguments and our discussions. You help us see that not everything is always black and white. There's some gray areas in life. And you help us kind of deal with that and work through that and sift through that. And so we love you guys. We thank you so much. And we encourage you to be honest. Encourage you to be honest with who you are. Be honest about your opinions. Be honest about the way that you're really feeling on the inside. And to kind of step into some of that conflict that's before you. Start small and work your way up from there. So we encourage you. Let me pray, and then you guys are dismissed for the night. We also wanted to try something a little bit new tonight. I'm going to put a link, once I finish the prayer, I'm going to put a link in our chat to my Zoom account. And if you would like to get into small groups after this, you'd like to talk a little bit more after this, we got some leaders that are going to be willing to stick around for that. And we're going to just kind of put everyone in one big Zoom room together, and then we'll break you into small groups from there. So if you'd like to be a part of a small group, take the discussion a little bit further, you can kind of join in with that after that. You can click on the link. We'll have that open for you, and we'll go from there. So, but before that, let me pray, and we'll get there. So God, we thank you so much for this night. We thank you so much for this opportunity to be together, opportunity to just worship you, to hear from you, to be surprised by our friends in the back door. God, we thank you for our nights. We thank you for how they reflect your peace and the way that they mediate just hard discussions and conflict in our own lives. And God, I pray will we be good friends to them. Will we love them well and love them for how you've created them to be and the way that you've wired them. So Lord, thank you for all that you do. Thank you for how you brought us here together to just enjoy this time with one another. In your name we pray. Amen. All right, well, that's going to do us for tonight. I'll put that link to my Zoom in the description or in the chat. You guys can click on that and join in. But other than that, we'll see you there, or we will see you on Sunday in small groups, or next Wednesday back on our live stream. So guys, thanks again for joining us. See you later.